Hey tubers and pickers and fams, it's Drew, the California Picker. Welcome back to my channel, California Pickin', and this is a follow-up to the follow-up video that I made about this really cool Red Baron airplane model that I found the other day sitting on top of a dumpster. And the dumpster happened to be outside what I found out to be a photography studio. And I went back the other day just to kind of I'm walking down the street, and the guy who was moving out of this photography studio was there. And I said, hey, can I ask you something? I wanted to ask you about that plane that you put out here. And he said, yeah. And I said, what was the story behind that? And he said that it was a movie prop. And shout out to Jad5822, I believe, one of my subscribers, who on my last video said, Drew, it's probably a prop to a movie, which I have to be honest, I really didn't consider it. But shout out to you, Jad. Good eyes, because the guy who put this out there told me that this was a movie prop for a movie called The Red Baron. As we know, this is the Red Baron. And the Red Baron was Baron von Richthofen. He was a German ace World War I pilot, and the story goes that he had a very interesting life, but he was more of a sportsman. He liked to shoot down the planes, not to kill the pilot, but which usually did happen, but just as a matter of sport. That guy was like a sporting dude, and he didn't care. He just wanted to shoot somebody down. And so I asked the guy some more questions, and he was a little older, and I think he had some type of medical issue. Maybe he had a stroke or something, but I asked him about, like, when was this movie made, and he couldn't really remember. He said, I don't know, like 20, 30 years or something like that. I don't know. So it's interesting because I went home and I looked up the Red Baron, Googled it, and I saw that there were two movies made about the Red Baron, two films anyway. One was in 1971, I believe, and the other one was in 2008. And I went by today, was just walking down the street once again. I saw him again, and I bugged him one last time, and I asked him, I said, so, when was that? And he really said, I just don't know, 20 years, I don't know. He wasn't giving me a great answer, and but it's interesting because when I did some research on this plane, you can see it has three wings, right? So you can go on YouTube and watch these movies, The Red Baron, and so far I detect that in those movies, they pretty much feature dual-winged airplanes and not a tri-winged airplane like this one. So I was really puzzled by that, and I asked him about it, and he's moving, so he doesn't, I don't know, it's not his focus of interest right now, but he said, I don't know. I said, because I went online and I looked up I looked up the movie, and I only could see planes with two wings, so he couldn't really give me an answer. But he did tell me this, that there were two models, and he said one model had a motor in it, and it moved the prop, and he also told me that the prop is a replacement. So it did look very old, but it was a movie prop to made look older than it was, and it kind of did fool me. So shout out to Jad, he got it right. And then he said the other model had working machine guns which would spark. And I don't know. So I'd like to, offer up a little challenge to my fams and my group out there, tubers and pickers. If you could research this for me and delve into this and find out what the answer is. What's the mystery behind the three wings as compared to the two wing? And why can't I find the movie? Because my friend James of the fam reminds me, and I knew this already, if I can match a picture from the movie with this movie prop, that the price goes way up, you guys. So shout out to James and Omar, my buddies. and all you tubers and pickers out there. And oh, let me know if you need a shout out on a future video. You know, leave your name in the comments. Say, Drew, I want a shout out. And I'll shout you out on a next video, or an upcoming one anyway. And hope everything's going well for you guys. And see if you can find out more about that. That would really help me out, because I'm really puzzled. I think it's a mystery. But check how old this thing looks. That is old. That face, look at that. That doesn't happen overnight. And as I showed you guys before, it has a motor in there. An electric motor, I believe. So this thing never flew. It was just used, dangled by wires. And I don't see where oh, maybe right here. Yep. There it is. That's why it's there. It's dangling off a fish wire. So maybe later on they would airbrush that out. Anyway, that's me, Drew the California Picker. Hope you liked the video. Please share on Google+, Facebook, hit like and hit that bell symbol. You'll be getting notified whenever I make a new video. So that's pretty cool, guys. So he told me that prop was replaced. That looks newer. So I got most of the story, but I need the extra little bit to get me over the hump, because that might go from like a, who knows, like a $500 plane to something like several thousand. You just don't know on California Pickin'. So anyways, thanks guys. Hope we get some info on this. Keep on picking. Cheers now.